So in the last video, we made it so we could pick up a cube and throw it to the left or up. There you go. And this video, we're going to make it so if you left click, it's going to blast it away forward like a lot. Like you're going to force push it away or something like that. So open up that script from last time, grab and drop. So eventually I'd like it so that you can hold left click, and when you let go it blasts it away, and the longer you hold left click the more it blasts it away. But to start, we're just going to make it when you drop it'll fly away. So here's our velocity, throw velocity. All we're going to have to do is add something to it. So if this is the cube where it was just before and we flick it to the right like in the last video, we're going to calculate this kind of direction. Maybe we're going over to the right a little bit, but actually we want to not just push this cube that way. So now we want to force push it in the direction we're looking, like away from us. So we're going to get this camera vector forward, and we're going to add it to that. And when you add these two vectors together, it's going to look like this. And actually the total is going to be, when you add them up, it's going to be a little bit bigger in the direction we're looking. If you don't flick, it'll be okay. It'll just be exactly in the direction we're looking. But you can do both. Why not? So throw velocity, we're just going to add to it the main camera's forward direction times 10, I guess, for now. Save that. So if I grab a cube, it's going to blast away in that direction. So now, when I left click, if I hold left click a long time and then let go, I want it to blast off farther. So up here, back in the script, we're going to keep track of how long we've been charging. So charge time starts at 0. Down here, we're going to check in update, get mouse button. So not mouse down or mouse up, but just button. So every frame, this is going to constantly happen. So this is going to happen a lot. When we hold left click, this will happen maybe 50 times. It's going to keep adding a little bit of the time. And eventually charge time will be 1 second or 5 seconds or whatever. And we also need to say if we let go, get mouse button up is when we just let go of the button. And then here we're going to have to say drop object like normal, and we're going to set charge time to 0. So I'm going to change drop object so that it accepts a push force. And instead of that 10 down here, we're going to use push force. So if we waited 10 seconds, it would blast away that much. Now we've got some problems here. So drop object, you need to give it something. 0 if we right click, so push force is 0. But if we let go of left click, we're going to use some kind of charge time. But let's say push force is going to be charge time times 10. So now if it's 1 second, we'll push for 10. Okay, so we'll grab this and we'll just shoot it off a bit. Goes forward a bit, and we'll give this one 3 seconds. It goes forward more, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good, but what happens if I hold left click for like 10 seconds? So I'm kind of charging this up a lot, and now when I let go, I really shot that off fast. Do I want to do that? There's one last thing. I'm going to put a max on it. So here you're just going to adjust push force. Let's just say push force is equal to a clamp. This is where we set a minimum and maximum value in an easy way. Say our minimum is going to be 1, and the maximum is going to be 100, or 50, or 100. I'm going to change this to a times 20. So that is how you grab stuff like a Jedi and blast it away. Blam! Yeah! And a double, do both at the same time. Hooah! Sideways force push.